Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we set the record straight on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I'm your host, Kelly. Today, we're diving into some rather loaded claims from commentators Nana Akua and Angela Levin. These two, along with editor Tina Brown, have recently been giving their thoughts on Harry and Meghan's professional journey. But is this critique insightful, or just another sensationalized story? Before we begin, let's hear what they had to say directly. Here's the full clip from GB News featuring Akua and Levin's take on Meghan and Harry's lives. Take a listen.
Shall we move on to Tina Brown, who described Meghan in a very negative way, a way that no one has dared to before? What did she say? Tell us more.
Well, she said that she apparently Meghan is inconsolable with tears. She's crying non-stop because she really liked Tina Brown and now she's dropped her. But she media strategy, she says, is total rubbish. She used another word for rubbish, and I think you'll throw me out if I use that one.
Right,
so
fair enough.
Rubbish. And the fact that she doesn't listen, that she's got the worst judgment of anyone in the whole world. Can you imagine hearing that about yourself, especially when you think you're incredibly important and everything you do is global? So that he...
Well, I mean, that's obviously what Tina Brown thinks, and she hasn't met everybody in the world. There's probably somebody out there who's got much worse judgment than her, but they're probably a lot younger.
Well, but they're not in the front of the world, are they? They're not. No, but also she said about Harry that he's very naive and unschooled in the way of the world. Well, that's probably true, but I think Meghan wearing Diana's perfume actually just knocked him for six, and he thought, this is it. But she looked it up and decided that that would help her.
Did she definitely do that? She wore
Oh,
the same
yeah, I've
perfume?
been told that by several people, that she actually put that perfume on because she knew that that would really, make him happy.
But there's not,
Right.
that's not confirmed 100%. I mean, that's...
Then he's got trouble with his visa. They're allowed to look again at what the problem is, and he might still not be able to stay there. Maybe that's why they're buying somewhere else, but I don't think so. But he wasn't home for Archie to go to spend his first day at school. You didn't see them go off, which I think is a shame. Age 5, first time you go to school. I know that Catherine and William both went there. But there we are. And I think he doesn't know where he is at the moment. It's very, very difficult.
Well, he doesn't know where the school is?
No, he doesn't know what decisions he's making. They say they're going to work separately. Then they say they're buying a house in Portugal. Well, you don't do that if you want to separate for most of the time. I think it's in a very bad state, but they're trying to work out something.
I wonder if Keir Starmer would classify them as working people.
No, they wouldn't be.
They wouldn't be, would they?
They wouldn't be.
They go to work, do they write a cheque?
Because they've got more than one house and they've got all sorts of things. No.
Listen, so first, let's unpack Tina Brown's commentary, where she calls Meghan flawless at getting it all wrong. Angela Levin then piles on, suggesting that Meghan is likely inconsolable over these remarks. These claims are inflammatory, but are they accurate? Tina Brown's characterization of Meghan as flawless at getting it all wrong is not only harsh, it's unfounded. Meghan's achievements since leaving the royal family actually point to someone who has clear direction, purpose, and resilience. The Archetypes podcast, for example, was a massive success, ranking highly in multiple countries and praised for its candid approach to exploring the stereotypes women face. Meghan didn't just succeed, she opened a conversation that resonated globally, showing that she has both vision and understanding of issues people care about. Since her royal exit, Meghan has been intentional about supporting causes that she's passionate about. One of her first projects, in partnership with World Central Kitchen, was providing relief to communities devastated by natural disasters. She's been a vocal advocate for mental health, and her charity work spans continents. Each step shows that her approach is grounded in empathy, not self-promotion. This isn't poor judgment, it's dedication. When we compare this to the so-called experts who criticize her, it becomes clear that they're not looking at her actions, they're inventing narratives. Meghan's work on behalf of women, families, and underrepresented voices deserves recognition for its purpose and impact, not dismissal as flawless at getting it all wrong. One of the most puzzling parts of Brown's statement is that it disregards Meghan's track record. From her acting career to her philanthropy and her efforts as a royal, Meghan has demonstrated not only hard work but a genuine desire to make a difference. Her success with archetypes and her ongoing philanthropy efforts, like visiting Girls Inc. in Santa Barbara, show that she's making a measurable impact. Tina Brown's statement feels less like an analysis and more like a soundbite meant to draw attention, yet it fails to stand up to scrutiny. Meghan's journey, despite the hostility she's faced, reveals someone deeply dedicated to causes that matter. So is she really getting it all wrong, or is she simply taking a path her critics don't understand? Let's now discuss the narrative that Meghan and Harry's professional choices indicate a strained relationship. Tina Brown and Angela Levin suggest that their decision to occasionally work on separate projects implies something is wrong. But does that hold up? In truth, professional independence is healthy, especially for high-profile couples. Let's consider Harry's recent projects, like Heart of Invictus, a documentary that provides a platform for veterans and sheds light on mental health challenges. This is Harry's passion, and Meghan supports it, even if she doesn't need to be physically present at every event. Historically, successful partnerships often thrive when each partner has their own purpose and space to grow. For instance, Prince Philip often pursued his own interests independently from Queen Elizabeth, and it only strengthened their relationship over time. By creating their own paths, couples bring new perspectives to their shared life. Harry and Meghan are no different. When Meghan recently visited Girls Inc. of Greater Santa Barbara, she brought attention to an organization that works tirelessly to empower young women. This wasn't a solo endeavor to pull away from Harry. It was a demonstration of her individual commitment to causes she believes in. What we're really seeing here is a couple who've chosen to support each other's goals while continuing to work toward a shared vision. They're growing individually and together, and that's something to celebrate, not scrutinize. Next, Angela Levin's critique about Harry's absence on Archie's first day of school needs unpacking. Levin compares Harry to William and Kate, suggesting that being absent on this day reflects poorly on him as a parent. Is this a fair assessment, or another case of unrealistic expectations? Levin argues that William and Catherine both made it a priority to be present for their children's first days of school, and that Harry should do the same. But let's remember that William and Kate operate under different obligations and public scrutiny. Their roles require them to follow royal protocol, while Harry and Meghan have chosen a different life for themselves and their children. Harry has consistently shown his dedication to his family, not just through words, but through actions. He and Meghan moved to California, specifically to give their children a more private, stable upbringing. To suggest that a single day's absence undermines his commitment ignores the sacrifices he's made to prioritize family. Working parents everywhere face these kinds of decisions. Sometimes professional obligations do overlap with important family milestones, but that doesn't mean those parents love their children any less. For Harry, this work commitment aligned with his values and was ultimately for the benefit of his family. If anything, it's a reminder of the kind of role model he wants to be for Archie and Lilibet. Levin's critique highlights a double standard. When William and Catherine fulfill royal duties, they are praised for balancing their family and work life. Yet when Harry takes on a responsibility aligned with his goals and values, he's labelled as neglectful. This biased approach overlooks the unique challenges Harry faces as he redefines his role outside the royal institution. Harry's commitment to his family goes far beyond a single milestone. His ongoing dedication to building a safer, more private life for his children speaks volumes about his priorities. Levin's criticism is unfair and short-sighted, ignoring the sacrifices he's made. Finally, let's address the idea that Harry blindly follows Meghan and that he's somehow lost in his decisions. Levin and Brown paint him as a passive participant in his own life, but this narrative doesn't align with what we know about Harry's choices. Harry has always been an independent thinker, even during his time in the royal family. His dedication to mental health advocacy, the Invictus Games, and his outspoken stance against tabloid culture all show a man willing to take risks for his principles. Far from being lost, Harry has set boundaries to protect his family from the toxicity he experienced growing up. Harry's decision to step back from royal duties wasn't made lightly. He's discussed how this choice was about preserving his mental health and protecting his family from relentless scrutiny. This is not the action of someone who lacks agency. Instead, it's the decision of a person who has prioritised his well-being over public opinion. In his memoir Spare, Harry candidly discusses how his upbringing in the royal family affected him and how becoming a father shifted his priorities. His words emphasise that he is not passive. He's someone who has critically evaluated his circumstances and taken proactive steps to create a better future for his children. This lost label isn't about Harry's actions. It's a projection of the media's discomfort with his choices. He's not lost. He's navigating his own path, outside of royal expectations, in a way that ensures his family's well-being. So to Aqua, Levin and Brown, it seems like the Sussexes' independence, their professional balance, and their ability to ignore negativity are threats. But here's the truth. Harry and Meghan are thriving, growing, and redefining success for themselves. To those who try to undermine them, the Sussexes' resilience shines brighter. Thanks for joining us here on Meghan and Harry Tales, where we continue to celebrate their journey, come rain or shine. Stay tuned and remember to hit subscribe for the latest updates.